SP Jain Institute of Management and Research, and very popularly known as SPJIMR as a short form, was established in 1981 by Bhartiya Vidya Bhavan's group. It was established with a mission to create, the global business leaders, which will be required by the corporates and not only corporates but for the society also. So keeping in that mind, we started with our management programs. Initially in 1981, for a few years, we were associated with Mumbai University, offering MMS degree, which was university degrees what we had. And in 1992, we take a very bold move by our founder, Dean, Dr. ML Shrikant, to part ways from Mumbai University and have our own identity as SPJMR. And during that time, then of course we got an approval from AICT, to which we started offering our first program as a PGDM, and that was the first management program we started. And then gradually we have come up with certain other programs catering to the different requirements of the students, like people having a work experience. We do have a program called PGPM, which is mandatory. Some kind of a work experience is required. Then we also cater to the executive education. Then we have a management development program, and of course we cater to a very special category of students, especially when we select women who are having a career break of almost 2 years and they want to start their corporate life once again. We do have a program for them also. So that's how we started. We have only one campus in Mumbai, and we are nowhere present any other places. We do have one center in Delhi that's only for executive. That's a part-time, and other programs are offered over there. So we are only based in Mumbai, and in Mumbai also we are present in Andheri, having a 45-acre residential campus. Today's session is related to PGTM, which is equivalent to MBA. What happens, when somebody is planning for MBA, many times people do have a perception or misconception, I can say. Do I need to have a work experience to go for an MBA program, or as a fresher, can I go for these programs? So when it comes to the eligibility for this kind of programs, it's very clear. Even if you are in final year of graduation, yes, you can apply. If you're a graduate, yes, you can apply. If you are working, yes, you can apply. For PGTM, we have restricted, people having a work experience of up to 5 years can go for this kind of a program. It's a 2 years full-time residential program. So up to 5 years, I guess this program suits them very well. More than 5 years, of course, then we have a different set of a program, which is a fast-paced MBA, what we say. So this is the program what people can think of. PGDM happens to be AICT approved, and they have certain conditions. When you are having certain batches, number of batches you need to have a passing out, and then it is called to be equivalent to MBA. So yes, it is considered to be an equivalent to MBA also. And last year I can say 2020, we started with another program called it's not another program, it's an extended version of PGDM. It's called PGDM in Business Management, which focus to general management track. In general management track, what happens is, like, a student has a choice to prepare their own module of specialization, what they want to go for. Say somebody in the second year, if they want to take up some kind of a module of operations also, as well as marketing, yes, they can go for it. Whereas in PGTM, in second year, they are going to have a specializations. Currently, we are offering 4 specializations. That happens to be marketing, finance, information management, and some operations and supply chain. So these are the ways, these are the programs what we are offering. It is, again, I said, like a 2 years full-time program, which anybody who is a fresher or just pass out, or somebody who is working, having a work experience up to 5 years, can apply for this particular program. For both these programs, PGDM and PGDM, of course, majority of the students do apply through CAT, but very few were aware that we do accept GMAT also. So let me make it very clear. As a candidate, yes, you have a liberty that you can apply through CAT as well as through GMAT. So for CAT, the validity remains for the same year itself. Like, for example, right now our applications are open for 2024-26. For this, the CAT 23 scores will be applicable. You cannot apply with CAT 22 scores or CAT 2021 scores. So you have to apply with the CAT 2023, which is scheduled to be happening on November 26th, this Sunday. And apart from this, yes, you can apply with the GMAT score also. For GMAT, you can apply for the last valid, whatever the 5 years score is there, that is applicable. Many times people do have a question like their GMAT might be scheduled or say new edition, that is focus edition or something, which is going to be scheduled after November. Since ours is 24th November is the last day to apply. So still you can submit your GMAT score till December 31st of 2023. You can submit your GMAT score. And CAT scores, whenever the results are out, your form will be editable based on what you can enter your CAT scores and you can fill, and then the shortlisting will be done later on. Yeah, I guess this is a wonderful question you have asked, and these questions we have been addressing on day-to-day basis, even on our social media handles, or when it comes to email or any calls coming to our centers. So it is, trust me, it is really difficult to tell me what will be the cutoff. So as such, it is very difficult for me to predict any kind of a cutoff for this particular batch. It is going to be 95 percentile, 90 percentile, or 85 percentile. It is very difficult. So what I will encourage students to do is, we have kept a minimum marks based on what? That is an eligibility marks. And eligibility happens to be 85 percentile. You need to have as an eligibility part. That is a basic thing. Uh, somebody might ask a question. Okay, I'm having a work experience of 3 years. I'm working with very reputed MNC, and my profile looks very good. I have been a topper. I have good co-curricular activities and other activities. So my profile looks very good. But my score might be something he might be expecting around 90 percentile. So can he apply? Does he have a chance or not? So only thing I can say is like he can just try it out. He has to submit his application. Our team will be evaluating his application, his profile, and everything. And of course, the scores are going to play an important role. So based on that, an individual person will be shortlisted for the next round. That is the round one and round two. 2 rounds of interviews what happen. So there is nothing as such. Please trust me, it is a myth. If somebody says like you need to score 99 percentile, 98 percentile, then only you have a chance to get shortlisted. No, that is not the case. We have students who have scored 90 percentile also, but they're having a good profile, good amount of work experience. They have been shortlisted. And yes, we do have a students scoring 99.8 percentile also, 99.9 percentile also in our batches. So it's a mixed variation of the various profiles, I can say. So I would encourage students, please apply, submit your application, get your profile. Let the panel member decide whether you're a good candidate to be a part of SPJIMR or not, and I can say like perform best in your CAT score also, because something which is in your control right now is your CAT exam. What has happened in the past, your profile, your work experience, your academics, that has already gone. So that you can't control. So better to stand your chance to get selected at SPJIMR, score good in CAT exam, CAT and GMAT exam. See, students who are attending, please don't be under the impression that SPJIMR extended application. It has never in the history has extended its application for last 25, 30 years. Only once we have extended, that was because of the tsunami year, which happened in Chennai. We were forced to just open for 1 or 2 days. Otherwise, SPJIMR doesn't open their application. We are known for closing our application 2 days before CAT exam, Friday. So November 24th, Friday at 11:59 p.m., the applications will be getting closed. So again, I will insist, please do not wait for the last day, last moment. If you miss out by whatever unfortunate situation comes up. So I can say only one thing. You just a recent example. India has performed so well in the entire tournament of World Cup, and one bad day, and they have just lost it. So I will not suggest you should not have a bad day. You might come across a situation where internet is not working or something is gone wrong, and you are missing out the chances. So you will not have a chance again to reapply. You'll have a chance after 1 year itself. Majority of times we have seen like engineers are cracking CAT exam more. So I will have other way around. Majority, even I'm an engineer. So majority of the times engineers are the maximum people who are participating in CAT entrance exam or many of the entrance exam. So by default, the population is more. So the chances of clearing the exam also is very high from their end. So I will not say because they are engineers that the reason they are cracking. Even if the BCom graduates, they do crack, and it's purely preparation from your end. CAT happens to be a purely a conceptual understanding what they are testing. So I will not suggest like only engineers are cracking or BCom graduates are not able to crack. It's nothing like that. You have to just focus on your concepts and basics, and you will be able to crack exam. So that is the first thing. Second part, when it comes to the parameters based on what we select students, we have clearly listed on our admission handout also that there are certain parameters. Of course, we are going to check your academics, your work experience if you have, your extracurricular activities, your co-curricular activities, your I can say, the versatility, the kind of situations what you have faced in your life, whether it's a professional or personal, how you have solved that will be getting tested, and your achievements. So these are the things which are going to be, tested. As far as percentage is concerned, yes, we are deliberately, we are not giving any kind of a percentages, like, okay, you have a work experience, and then it is not a quantifying things. Somebody might have a work experience of say 3 years, and the person has worked in a call center as a customer executive and been an engineering graduate. So it sounds okay, 3 years of work experience. Okay, that means I am supposed to give him X number of marks. No, it will not be that way. Is the quality of a job profile relevant to your graduation background, or maybe the specialization what you're choosing? Accordingly, we are going to evaluate. So it's not the quantifying terms, it's the quality what we are looking forward. So based on these parameters, we are going to shortlist the candidates. That's a profile what we talk about. So academics, yes, we are going to check your graduation percentages, the kind of a marks you are going to have, your 12th level, your 10th level, and throughout the semesters what you have performed, and your work experience, and especially when we talk about work experience, it has to be relevant one, relevant in terms of your graduation, whatever you have done, and your specialization what you're choosing, your achievements, whether it can be at a school level, at a college level, at graduation level, then at what level of the sports you must have played, whether it's your interest level. We say somebody might have played at a national level, say volleyball championship. So it's perfectly fine. You have to just write it down, and let the panelists decide how good your profile is. You can just fill up all your details, whatever you feel like, this is something which I need to showcase to the panel members. So all these things have to be put up, and based on that, will be evaluated. We have two kind of a shortlisting also. So again, let me clarify that two kind of a shortlisting. What is that? So it is something, one shortlisting is done as a purely profile-based shortlisting. Means whatever the application you have submitted, based on your whatever I was discussing about, academics, work ex and everything, will be shortlisting you. At that point of time, we are not aware about your scores, whether it's a GMAT or say CAT score, we are not aware. So that is one kind of a shortlisting is done. Second shortlisting will be done. Of course, your profile has to be the equally good, and then we add on with your scores also. So second shortlisting which comes is coming up with your profile come score shortlisting. So that is the second shortlistings are coming up. So two shortlisting will be done. Then there is a 2 round of interviews. It can be called as a group interviews. We can say maybe a panel member of 1 or 2 members, and or 3 members, and having a group interviews of 1 or 2 people, or it might be a one-on-one also interviews. So one interview will be based on your completely talking about it, as a specializations, what you are choosing, your academics things, your work experience, whatever things will be asked to you in detail. Second will be purely as a person, to understand as a person, uh, in the sense, to understand you as a psychological kind of a person, how good or bad you are. There are 2 rounds of interviews which will be happening. So round one will be, and this time we have decided to go ahead with both the round of interviews in a physical format. Till last year, because of the COVID year and everything, we were doing round one. We have decided last year when we experimented again. Once almost like the pandemic has gone, round one was done as online, and round two was done as a in person, only at Mumbai and Delhi campuses. But this time we are planning to do it in a 4 better cities. Mumbai, obviously, we are having a center over here, campus over here, and Delhi, Kolkata, Bangalore. These are the 4 preferred cities what we are going to do sessions for you guys.
When we talk about academics, is it mandatory that from class 10th onwards, there is a certain criteria that you have minimum pass percentage that somebody has to have? Because there may be somebody who may not have done very well in their 12th or maybe 10th, but they've done well on graduation, because, children tend to understand as they grow older. So is there a particular percentage criteria for academics?
Yeah, so that's the reason I am saying, when I say like, yes, I'm going to look at your 10th score also, at 12th score also, at your graduation score also, as well as in during graduation, the semester wise course, whatever you have done. So that will give me an insight about the candidates, throughout the academic performance. I agree with you. Somebody might have, 10th not a very good score. He must have, for whatever XYZ reason, he might have not performed very well, but he has done extremely well in 12th. Or somebody might have a reverse also. 10th they have done extremely well. 12th they have, not been able to perform well. So in that case, expectation is, can a student justify himself during the interview when he is shortlisted? So again, as I'm saying, we are not quantifying any parameter. We are not quantifying, like somebody is having, in 10th standard, somebody is having a 90 plus marks. That doesn't mean like, some of the entrance exam in like Maharashtra CT, they do give them some kind of marks, quantifying marks. Out of four, I will give you 1 or 2 marks in Maharashtra CT. What happens, So we are not quantifying that way. We are just looking at as a candidate, as an individual. Let the panel member decide whether the person has been, give me a picture. If he has been consistently poor in his performance in academic, then obviously he will not have a chance to stand out, because we know he's not been serious for his studies. So once or twice it is fine. So 10, 12 marks will be definitely taken into consideration, but do not be of the opinion like 10th is very low for me. So you never know what is low for you, what is high for me, or what is a median for me. So let you provide your facts. Do not bluff your facts and submit your applications, then we'll evaluate. We don't want to be, very specific to gender, or say any religion or caste or anything. It is purely going to be a merit base. So let the best person, compete for the seat, and let the first person come into the batches. But yes, we do have a lot of, diversification in the batch, I can say. In a batch, you will find engineers, you will find a candidate coming from chartered accountancy background. In a batch, you will find a dietitian also coming over there. Engineers, of course, they are there by default. I will not say there are no engineers, but yes, engineers do have commerce, humanities background. So a lot of diversity is there. So I will not say like, we are not giving any extra weightage to women, or say, any religion, because that will hamper the merit. So that's the reason it will be purely based on the merit. But yes, as I said, like it is a profile evaluation. So let the people have the, when you're talking about, I'm having a bad academics, but I do have a wonderful extracurricular, a lot of achievements or work experience. I'm having the best one and the best stats score or the entrance exam score. I guess that person also can have an equal chance of getting shortlisted. I will not say two specialization. It's a module. It's a module which you can select. A student have a liberty to select the module, and yes, they can go ahead and go for that one. So somebody, this track will be very useful for somebody as a candidate who is not very sure. Like either I have to go for only for marketing, or I have to go for finance, or I have to go for operations management or something that way. So in that case, this person can go for it. And again, one more thing I just wanted to add, since SPJIMR is one of the institution, or maybe I can say only institution in the country, which do have a selection specialization wise, means while filling up the form, you are supposed to give your preference for a specialization 1 or a specialization 2. So sometimes you are, whatever background you are coming, and you have say given your first preference to marketing, and you have done exceptionally well. You have been shortlisted, you have taken admission also, but during the course of a first year, you feel like, okay, my inclination is to more towards finance and lesser towards marketing. So yes, you still have a chance that you can change your specialization in second year, provided there is a committee in front of which your case will be put up, and they will be evaluating, and of course you will have to justify yourself why you feel like you will be good in finance. So that is also possible. So don't have a mindset like, oh, once I'm selected for marketing, that means I will be doing only for marketing itself. Here it will be like, I will say, my personal suggestion, specialization how to choose. Sometimes or many times, candidates do have a mindset, I am coming from an engineering background, so my nearest specialization will be like, let me go for information management, or let me go for say supply chain and operations management, because that's the engineering subjects, and a lot of things will be what I have done in my past, say transportation cost if I have to find out. So yes, operations supply chain management, this will be my syllabus, And of course, I have done in my engineering days. So it is a nearer to my engineering subjects. So I will be doing wonders over there. No, that's a myth. So don't be under that impression. Am I engineer? Can I take up a finance or marketing? Yes, of course you can do. So I will suggest when you're planning to do a specialization, think about what kind of a career role you want to have it. That is the future what you want to you are looking forward. So what is the role you are looking out for? What kind of a profile you want to have after doing an MBA? And for doing taking up that profile, what kind of a specialization is required? Forget about your background. Do not look at your past. Plan your future, and based on that, you will have to go through. I have come across situations where people have uh, done a blunder, I can say. Somebody was very much attracted towards say retail management. I'm talking when I was planning to do an MBA. So one of my friend during that time, retail management was just new into the market and was looking like a very glamorous kind of a specialization. She happens to take up a glamorous specialization. Later on, she realized, oh, I have done a blunder. This is not my portfolio. What I was looking for. This is not the kind of a job profile what I was looking for because she was in the retail sector. She has to work even on the weekends and during the Diwali festivals and everything. She thought like this was not the specialization. This is not the kind of a profile I was looking for my career. Later on, she was she has to change her profile completely, her sector completely. So my suggestion will be once again, please plan your future. What kind of a role and a profile you are looking for, job profile, and accordingly choose your specialization. Do not have a mindset of sticking to the past. I'm an engineer, so I will not take up a finance. No, you can do, and you can do really wonders. You have a lot of examples in front of you who are, engineering plus finance and doing a wonderful in a financial macro sector or investment banking sector. So it's a completely your future planning. So when we say the PGDM BM, as I said, like it's not again. Let me not mix it up as a dual specialization. It is not dual specialization. It's a general management track, which happens to be a lot of corporates nowadays. They want a general management person, not a specialist person like a marketing or finance or say something that way. They need a general management person. So for them also, there is a new track which has come up popularly in the market. It's called a general management. So general management will deal with all the subjects which are generally involved in the first year. We are going to learn everything in the first year itself, starting from say marketing to finance to organization behavior to supply chain operations, everything. In the second year also, you are going to learn, you are going to choose certain modules and the certain subjects which you want as a general management. You are not going to be a specialist in the business management program, what we are talking about, PGDM BM. It is going to be a module from different specializations which you can choose and you can study and you can build your own portfolio as a general manager. Internship, of course, do play a lot of important role during your MBA days. So internship obviously deals with whatever you have studied in your curriculum. You'll be trying to work out in the industry itself. Many times, in fact, majority of the times it will be a paid internship at SPJIMR. And I guess last time it has gone to more than 1.5 lakh, something that way, as a internship for per month. So that is an advantage you will get. The major advantage is like we have seen a lot of students getting a PPO also because they have seen your work, the kind of intelligence or the kind of a knowledge you put it across the table during the internship itself. The management obviously feels very much impressed, and then many times they do offer a placement offer also to you, which always that is advantage for you taking up the final placements. So we are having a career services team, a dedicated career services team who takes care of your internship, who takes care of your final placements also. So you do not need not to be had to be worried. And in fact, there are more than 70 plus companies who are coming for the final placements at the campus. To place our right now we can say now we have moved to 360 seats, 240 of PGTM and 120 of PGTM PM. Not, I will say, a new initiative, but there is a change from compared to last year. Last year we have tried to include, one of the our in the application form there are Part A and Part B. So what happens is generally earlier we have been keeping Part B for only for those candidates who were shortlisted for the interviews. They are only supposed to fill up the Part B at the next stage. Last year we in fact merged Part A and Part B together. somehow we found like a form is slightly, people are finding it longer time to fill up. So what we have decided is again to separate part A and part B. This time again we have just have only part A as an application form. Part B will be available only for the candidates who are shortlisted. That happens to be slightly descriptive in nature. So that is a slight change what we have done compared to last year, means application of 2022 to 2023. That's a slight change what we have done. So in fact, the form is now very precise and very concise, not very exhaustive. So they will not will take too much of time to fill up the form. So that's a not initiative, but we have done a slight change in the application process. Yeah, we do have a scholarship facilities available. That depends upon merit come scholarship based whatever the students on our website it is available. It is up to 2 CR what I can say, or 1.5 CR is what the total amount what we can provide in the scholarship. They will have to fulfill certain conditions. So that is available on the website. There are 3 categories of scholarships which are available, and they whenever they are fitting into that, so that is the way how they will be getting. But a scholarship is a different term. It is not a waiver in terms of admission fees what we say. So at the time of admission they will have to complete their admission formalities whatever is there, and then there is a committee who will be setting up for the scholarship evaluation and everything for the candidates who have applied for the scholarship. So they will be evaluating, and based on the meeting the eligibility criteria, the scholarships will be awarded to them. So it is not a waiver; it is an award to the give it to the merit-based students. SPJIMR has a very strong alumni network and very strong industry connection. So that is the reason our syllabus happens to be very much matching to the industry requirement. You will never find any of the recruiters or the corporates talking about that SPJIMR doesn't have a syllabus which is not matching to our requirement. It's very clearly matched and very much mapped in sync with whatever the industry requirements we are having. That is the first thing what we have done. Now through the internships, yes, this is more whatever we are included in our syllabus, then internship training will be providing getting an edge for the students to be more equipped to enter into the corporate life. That is one thing. Secondly, we have not only the industry part, but we do have a very unique curriculum design. So when I talk about unique curriculum design, and that sets SPJIMR really totally different in the country, and only institute in the country to have such kind of a curriculum. One, we have a mission, vision, not only to create a business leader in the global scenario, but to create a socially sensitive business leader. Now, what I mean to socially sensitive business leader is like our curriculum involves students to go through a rural internship, to go through, we have a certain centers. We call it as an Abhyudaya center. Now, Abhyudaya center happens to be we are located in Mumbai, where we every student will be mentoring underprivileged student under that initiative called Abhyudaya. So that is one thing. Development of citizen corporate so all these things will be taken care and make them really socially sensitive, so that whenever they are taking a business decision, it is not only profit and loss, but they are also keeping the human aspects also in mind while taking any kind of decisions. So that makes our approach towards business, or say something like it is industry oriented, it is social society oriented also, and that makes them the wonderful global business leader. So we do have an internship, as I said, like that is a practical training itself. When we talk about internship, it is a practical training. At the same time, students do take up a lot of projects also on their own, where we do get a lot of industry projects from the corporates. And so they will be working on the industry individual projects also on their own as a group or as an individual. So through that way also they get a lot of industry exposure. Industrial visits are happening. Plus a lot of case study competitions are coming up where students do participate. Like we have a Hindustan Unilever's competition where majority of the times our students have been winning that competition also. So a lot of industry competitions, case study competitions, some kind of an hackathon. So a lot of competitions are also happening where students do participate and win the competition, which is organized by the industry itself. So all these things are taken care, so they don't have to be worried about a practical training or something like that. It is completely taken care at our end. There are two aspects. One is communication skills. Of course, it is going to be tested how effectively you can communicate. Now, communication, I will not talk about, only fluency in the English language. Many times you might be very fluent in English language, but you are unable to communicate your thought process. So two things are totally different. Being coming from a vernacular medium, possibility, yes, you will have to slightly work on your English language itself. Somewhere you'll have to communicate in English language. So you will have to really work on that. I can't say like you can speak in Hindi and you can or in any other language. So you'll have to just work on that front, and it has to be at least English as a language where you can communicate your thought process in a right manner. So that is expected out of you. If you're fluent, that will be always an advantage to you. But even if you're not fluent, but are you able to communicate your thought process in English language, because that's English is an official language, I can say, in India, in the corporate. So of course you will have to communicate in English language. So something that way you will have to slightly work on it. That's what I can suggest. One thing I missed out about, when we're talking about the industrial exposure and everything, I missed out to talk about the international exposure also. We do have a dedicated global fast track, 3 weeks in internship, what we say, where students go in certain top B schools in the country. It might be another country, maybe US, UK, or whatever, where they are going to be a part and understand a lot of the lectures and everything will be happening. So that's a 3 weeks international immersion what we have. And secondly, we do have a student exchange program also, where some of the B schools students will be coming from whatever abroad countries to here, and from our campus also they will be also going and visiting over there. So that is the international exposure. So when we talk about SPJIMR's management program, we do have an exposure from a rural exposure, that is a rural internship, to industry internship, and even at an international exposure. So from rural to international, every exposure is available at SPJIMR. There will be certain kind of an eligibility. Of course, first is like your interest, then the requirement, whatever is there, the student exchange program, whatever is happening, which the curriculum, let's say marketing or finance, whatever related. So there will be some kind of eligibility. Of course, you will have to deal with your CGPA, the internal marks and everything. And of course, you will have to apply, and then you will be going for the program. So there will be some kind of a eligibility criteria required for that one.
I think most of the questions are answered regarding the admission process. Students, the deadline is 24th, so please apply before that. I think we've had a very wonderful, insightful conversation. Thank you so much, Mr. Ramessh, for clearing all the doubts. Any other doubts that you have, please write down to us at info@careersystems.com, and we'll either pass on the questions to the institute. You can even approach the admissions office of SPJIMR. They have a dedicated admission office too. You can answer all your
questions. They can visit on the website. We have a website address of spjimr.org, and the application link and everything is there. Yes, we do have a ID also, so where you can drop your queries, and our team is there to answer all your queries. So let me remind once again, November 24th is the last day. 11:59 midnight will be the last, that is a timeline given to all the candidates, and they can complete their application and just try their luck for getting shortlisted as soon as possible. And then all the best for all the aspirants who are appearing for CAT and GMAT and this exam.
I have one question in my chat right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read this. Should I mention the name of the college in my profile if I dropped out of the college after 1 year and later took admission in another college, provided I won a competition in the first year? Should I also mention that there is an incomplete degree there, and they switch in the colleges?
Yeah, you will have to mention. Otherwise, how you are going to justify what you have done during that one year period? You can't say like I have just taken a rest or something that way. You can obviously mention. See, one thing is like honesty will be always appreciated. So be honest to yourself, and whatever has happened is happened. You can't control. So you can just mention. You have to justify why you have taken that decision, and the reason should be strong enough, to convince the panel member. That's it. But be honest and just write it down. No worries. Hiding will be like somewhere you will be getting exposed. The panel member will definitely ask you a question where you might be getting exposed, by not able to justify the reasons, the decision why you have taken. So it's better to write it down everything in honest.
Yeah, gap years are there for many students. For engineering entrance exams, there are many who take a gap. There may be other reasons, so it's fine to have a gap year, but just have a proper reason. Okay, I think with this, we come to the end of the session. Thank you so much, Mr. Ramesh, for this wonderful insightful session. Get back to you.
Yeah.
Students, you
Thank
can
you.
please write down to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah.